And welcome back to part 7 of Tomb Raider 2013, where today we're going to try and get out of all this. Now we've got our shotgun, evade these Oni things that people keep talking about, and hopefully get to some safety. But firstly, we've got this Wind Fortress-esque building that we've got to get past. Which isn't the first time in this game that we've had wind-based puzzles come our way. We had that optional tomb, if you can call it that had everything to do with wind as well in one of the previous parts. So I think it is just this area is just a giant wind tunnel of some kind where we are between the mountains, so it is just what it is. But if you keep pushing forward through here, Lara will get through it one way or another. It's just a lot of cinematic tension for most part. I'm saying it is just cinematic tension. Like, if you just keep holding forward, you're going to get through this fine. There is no way you can really fail it. And then just jump there and wait for it to break, because it's probably going to. Oh, no, it didn't. Okay, so then we just jump for this. Make sure to tap square. If you're ever unsure on any jump, just keep on pressing square before you go there, so you don't even have to worry about missing out or anything like that. There is an encounter in here, and they will notice it as soon as you land. You can't stealth it, unfortunately. They will hear the thump of Lara hitting the ground. Oh shit, that killed him. Wow, he was a bit puny. He's been killed by one arrow in the shoulder. But I suppose it was fully charged in that point blank. The shotgun is like the natural enemy of the riot shield guys, because they have to get within shotgun range to attack you. So you just dodge them once and shoot, they're dead. That's it. Just game over. Oh. The shotgun is quite fun to use, to be honest. It applies to all three games in the reboot trilogy. The shotgun's a blast. I kind of miss the impact it has from the Legend trilogy though, because they made the shotgun have like this absolute explosion of a sound effect when you shot it, and it was just satisfying to just go poof and like just absolutely like take something to the ground. Like you shot a tiger with a shotgun, the shotgun would just fall. The shotgun would fall up. The tiger would just collapse. Right, I think we need to open both of these to make it so it hits a bell on the back, which will cause the bell to drop. But for some reason I remember this taking longer than before, so let's just try it and see what happens. I remember being in this room longer than this. Yeah, okay, I think I'm missing something then. So if I just... hang on. I don't know why I'm worrying too much about rope arrows. They don't cost an arrow to use, which doesn't make any sense, but they just never do. Yeah, okay, I'm missing something. Let's just look around for stuff first, and then I'll try and work it out. What I am going to do, though, is close this blind here, just because the blasting of the wind is making it difficult to concentrate. Because I know this is all live and whatnot, and if I get stuck for a good long while, I'll just cut, but... oh, no, I see what we're supposed to do. Never mind. I can see the corner pillars are both pretty weak. I'll just use this. Yep, and then we've got to do the same for the other side. But at least we can enjoy a little bit more quiet by closing this one. Oh, not by much. It sounds like the building's coming apart now. It's having to take the full force of the wind resistance, which I suppose is realistic. You make it so the wind can pass through and then stop it again. It's just going to have like a bit of a jolt effect on the entire building. Over now, that one's gone. Whee, yeah, this place really is starting to fall apart. Oh, I'm getting shot at, great. Oh, you wore a helmet as well. Good look. Good that did. Oh, sweet, a bow part. Jesus Christ. That is something that this game does a bit too much. You noticed it last part where I just sat in one spot with the shotgun and they kept on landing in front of me. And now with this where they kept on jumping up in front of me. They didn't really think hard enough about enemy pathing when they made this game, and it kind of shows. Like the enemy pathing outside of the stealth sections where like they will go on set routes and whatnot to like give you an opportunity to take them out. In normal action sequences, they will just linearly move towards you, and it will just ruin them. Ow! It was a good thing you bounced. Oh god. That's Yoni. Ow. That poor guy, I said ow for him. And clearly though he was on fire right there, but it didn't count apparently. This section's not too bad. We've done a few sections like this before now, where it's just holding forward and jumping when it comes up. Just pay attention in front of you if any poles come up, because you need to be on the side of it. But once you get about here, the whole building will flip over. And you have to make this leap of faith for this bridge. Which, as you can tell by how frail it is definitely gonna break the moment we touch it. And this section is a bit cheeky because the first two, like, it will get your shotgun out for you, but then after this it's extremely selective of when it will get the shotgun out and when it will just throw it at you. But we got a cutscene.
It's Lara!
Oh God, Laura. It's good to hear your voice.
Yours too, Sam. Is the rest of the crew with you?
No, I just managed to steal this radio off a guard.
A guard?
I've been kidnapped.
What? Where are you?
I don't know. Some old Japanese palace. They keep talking about a fire ritual. Laura, I'm fucking terrified. Shit, someone's coming. I've got to hide this thing.
Sam? Sam! A fire ritual. Like the mural in Himiko's tomb.
And just like that, we now finally know where Sam is and where we are going. But Roth is about to inform us as well that the others are being held there too, where the palace we're heading towards. So it's like, great, Roth, what happened to them? Did you not meet up with them? If you were going to, what happened? As you pass up here, there is a campsite for you to upgrade yourself and your gear if need be, and Lara will do another journal entry and all the usual jazz. Axe expert could be quite cool, deliver a finishing stun with it, but dodge count is also pretty cool. I'll go with the axe expert for now, just because it's a pretty lethal finisher. And I don't really think we've got enough to really get any upgrades I'd want with our current salvage. Well, I mean, there's a few things we could get, like the polished ejector.
I can't think about this now. Sam's in trouble and I've got to get her back.
Yes, only Sam's in trouble. Everyone else got kidnapped too, Roth did just say. Yeah, but we've got another like kind of relaxed section before the next chaos, because where you need to go is like dead ahead, but if you drift off to either the left or the right, there are other things you can do. Because we need to get down there, and if you just follow the path that it kind of leans you towards in front of you, it will curve round to it. But if you make a strong right instead, I can get around the scenery, and I'll like this as well because, like I said, you never know. I don't think it's for anything, but But if you come through here and then make a right around here, yeah, there's a little puzzle thing you can do, which is kind of simple, but it does its bit. Oh, a rifle part, sweet. Need that? Oh, fuck me, yeah, sure, sweet. 2 rifle parts. That's kind of what I mean by sometimes it feels kind of random. We just got 2 right there. Because you got to get this one, and you got to line it up with this. Oh, come on, really? That didn't count? So even though that arrow completely missed, it doesn't count. So rope arrows never count. That should... Oh, come on. There's a little bit more this way then. Okay, it did its like one tap spark, so it's fine. So let's line ourselves up with this as well. And you already know it's not really going to be worth it, but we committed this far. And it was only 30 salvage, not even a part for anything. But if you're going to make us do the extra effort, make it so those ones drop parts, not random ones that we just stumble upon. But that's about it for there, so let's move on. I just was distinctly remember getting something from actually doing that puzzle. And I say it's just because it can only be because it's random. I don't actually know if it is, but it's just always felt like it is in this game. And it's something that they kind of address and do away with the sequels, and making it more designated when you get the upgrades instead of just, oh, here you go, kind of thing. Because there was a point where I thought maybe it was like salvage thresholds. Like once you've collected your 500th piece of salvage, regardless of what you used, you get a part or something like that. And it might still be slightly influenced by that, but we've just got two literally right next to each other like just a minute ago, so I don't know, it just still feels weird. If you follow the path in front of you, it will lead down to below us, but if you go to your left, you can go above it and get a better vantage point. Plus you can work towards, with more salvage here, and work towards another collectible by lighting this, since this actually is tied to a collectible. See, 5 out of 10 statues lit.
Don't get excited, it always ends the same way.
That guy way in the back, if you get kinda lucky with your shot, he will topple straight off the edge in front of him. And it's a collectible over there, I have to remember that. But it's just these two down here you have to be wary of. Like if you can get lucky, he will hopefully just topple straight forward off. Yeah, he did, good. Well, one guy just did. He didn't volunteer, but he definitely just jumped. Let's wait for one of them to turn away. If not, I'll just shoot an arrow near him so one has to turn away. Or from this height, I might be able to just go for it. Yeah, okay, that worked. Now let's get down. The way full damage is registered in this game is kind of ludicrous. It will literally just go from 0 to 100. And there's a move you can get. I can't remember if I've got it already or not. I'll have to try next time I land. Where if you tap the circle button or the dodge button the second you touch the ground, Lara will roll, but the timing is extremely generous. Okay, no, I don't have it. Either that or I mistimed it. But if you have it, it will mitigate any damage from a fall that isn't fatal. But if it is fatal, it will still just kill you anyway.
Oh god.
So it's kind of ridiculous like that.
Are you there?
I'm here, Sam. Are you okay?
What do they want with me, Laura? A fire ritual? This is so fucked up.
Listen, I'm coming to get you. I'm going to get you out of there.
Please, please help me, Laura.
I promise. I promise, Sam.
Oh no! Sam! Sam! Help me, Sam! Please! From where you bastard! Stay away! No!
Well, it might be a little ways away, but at least our objective is in sight, so you can gear up with stuff here and start working your way down through this wire. But it's way over there. Be wary when you break through here. You do make quite a lot of racket. As you just heard there, someone just went, "What was that?" Now this section, it's the easiest way to get deceived is look at the oil and think, oh, I can shoot it, and completely forget. But I'd rather, oh, I already spotted, never mind, I'll just do this. He turned and faced me, so I just shot. So what were you supposed to do instead? Oh, so we just got a shotgun part there as well. Like, what the hell? You're supposed to have shot one of the lanterns to light them on fire, but oh well. So I'll show you, actually. I'll try and see if I can lure an enemy up here, and I'll just shoot the oil so I can show you what I mean. It won't light on its own. Or people are coming up anyway, so they heard the racket.
You hear something?
See? Despite the heat of a bullet being probably more than enough to light it, it just won't. Oh, I wanted you to try and throw it. Now, I'm just fucking with this guy too much. I need to just deal with him before he gets me killed. There we go. And I'm starting to adjust. The rust is starting to wear off a little. Not much, but it's getting there. I'm still missing from time to time, but I'm getting them sharper than I was in that first part, where that second part even, where I missed a deer like 1,500 times. And afterwards here, we got another little scripted section where this water is too dangerous to cross on its own. So instead we have to hold forward to go between the poles until one inevitably breaks to kind of mitigate the effort anyway. So you're going to keep on holding forward, and when you get to this one, it's just going to snap on you. And we're going to get down there a lot quicker because of it. This section isn't too bad, just be wary as you go. And be wary of that as you go past it. Don't get sliced by that, it will just kill you immediately if you hit it. Be wary of that as well. Like, any of the trees that are just sitting there will kill you instantly if you hit it. That section can actually be quite surprisingly tough if you're not prepared for it. Because a lot of the times if you go off a ledge, it will lean you in a direction that will put you in front of something else. So you kind of have to be a little specific with your pathing there. I kind of got lucky there. If you're following along and you're struggling, look at my pathing of what I did through it and try it yourself. So it might take a few because it's a bit finicky, and like I said, the game will happily lean you into one if you go the wrong path. But now we've got to kind of do a panic shoot of 2 pulls, press the square and then press the circle, and a reserve shoot will pull us through. And this section, I learned recently that the amount of damage that Lara takes per tree hit isn't enough to ever make it a worry. As long as you don't go through an entire herd of them, you can tap the corner of every single tree we pass by, as long as you don't go through like an entire forest spree of them. It's kind of funny that you can completely batter her through this. But either way, once you get through it, now of all the injuries Lara's taken, she's finally taken one that will hinder her movement. Which is pretty annoying, but thankfully you don't really need to deal with much until you can get to a point to get past it. But she is critically injured now. And this is the game's way of showing it, tripping her up and just making her hold her belly a lot. And so until this can be healed off, which requires something hot to kind of seal the wound, and that's literally it, that's all the game cares about. But it says look for first aid. You're not looking for first aid, you're just looking for heat. You're just looking for like something really hot. You're kind of stuck. And what I mean by this is you're going to wobble with all your combat. Any fall you take will actually do damage to you regardless. It can only be one step and it will still hurt her. And I know this because I've died from a 1-foot drop once because of it. Any drop will hurt her. Her accuracy with aiming is abysmal, and you can't grab any ledge.
The smell.
Also, like, if I had to say, I'd say your health constantly is around 50%. Like, if you do get attacked and spotted, you die a hell of a lot quicker. Like, your health is defaulted to lower to try and make you feel it more. So as we go through this sewage water, that would absolutely be infecting the wound, but because it's a video game, it won't. We have to kind of hide away, and we can hear that these guys are not above killing their own. And that's what happened to that poor guy. So be wary coming out of here. You are injured, and you do have reduced health. And your accuracy isn't as good. Like, you'll notice you'll wobble. If you pull back the bow, it'll start to wobble sooner than before. Things like that. There is an explosive barrel there, so we can lure a few closer to it. We can have some fun with that. There's a guy right up there, though. That'd be trouble. See if I can get him first. Got him. God, you see how far his gun flew? He just kind of whipped it to his side. Jesus. Okay, good. He heard that. Yeah, I'll go investigate the sound that came from right next to the explosive barrel. So that's close you're gonna get? You're not gonna. Alright. Well, now we're gonna be in trouble, so we need to be wary. Got ya. Uh oh. Uh oh. Yeah, you fuck off. As soon as he started sprinting on me, it's like we can't deal with that because we're weakened. And Lara's movement options are severely reduced, so it would just suck to try and get around it. there'll probably be more around this corner. I'm pretty sure there's more around this corner, so just make sure to be prepared as you pass by. And I can actually show you what I mean off this. If you try and jump for it, her injury will completely stop her, and if I kept on doing it, it would kill her. Her health was constantly lowering. You see how like jagged and like black and white it got there? It would eventually just kill her. It's it's stupid, but it's just what it is. Yeah, there is one more encounter. I remember this section. So this is gonna hurt us landing. See? I told you, a minuscule drop, it will hurt you anyway the whole time you're injured. It's a kind of ridiculous little section, like, the more I think about it, of like how they decide to handle it, but I suppose it's something else. It's just, I've never been a fan of something that takes away from the gameplay. There's ways of getting story and gameplay to integrate with each other, but just restricting the player in one way or another is not it for me. And it never really will be. I feel like it's a very negative thing that's getting pushed in the video game industry to make it so it's more realistic and less fun. Video games are about escapism. Having them be overly realistic kind of works against that. I don't mind the odd exception because it's diversity in the market, but the fact that everything's pushing towards it just hurts my soul, because it's just hurting the industry more than helping it. And people are so blind and that they don't realise that they're just playing a film when amazing stories could be told while still having an amazing game with it. The same reason I don't like The Last of Us and why I don't like Death Stranding. Really didn't, and felt Uncharted 4 was the weakest in the series. But this is a rather long cutscene, so I should really just stop talking and let this play, but Laura's yet to say anything of real note worth because she's just looking for medical supplies. But either way, I probably should let her just get on.
Sorry. Roth, can you hear me? Roth?
Lara, are you okay?
I'm fine.
You don't sound fine to me.
I'm fine, Roth.
Where are you, girl?
I'm in some kind of shanty town near the fortified palace.
I'm still coming down the hill. How did you get there so fast?
Long story.
I can see the town from here. Are you near that large gate?
I'm heading towards it.
It's the outsider.
Oh, shit.
There!
I like the creativity of how you get fire arrows, but you do have a rather lengthy encounter here, so be wary. Ow. Oh, I was trying to hit the... I hope that worked. Yeah, it did work anyway, good. I was trying to hit the water next to him, and then the damage, like, made it rock, so it hit him instead, but it still worked. You can also use it to burn cover and blow up barrels with ease. The only thing is that it's a bit finicky on whether it registers headshots or not with fire arrows, because, like, you know, they'll burn first. If you want to go in and on from the arrows, just tap up on the D-pad again and you will swap arrow types. There's also a lot of explosive barrels around here. Like, they want you to have fun with the fire arrow, so make the most of it. Oh, that was a headshot, sweet. I know you're there. I'm trying to burn you out. That's the other thing. With the fire arrows, you can really, like, burn out the surroundings to manipulate people in the direction you want them to go. Also, you don't actually have to stay there. I know it kind of leads you to think you do, but you really don't need to. It's just a starting point. And that's our melee kill that I was on about, and why it's great. There's a campfire here as well, but you can't use it the whole time enemies are around. That guy's stuck. Do you see? He's running in space on the same place. Uh-oh. Is it unsafe to camp? Base camps cannot be used because enemies are nearby. It's more as long as the battle music is playing. If you camp and then an enemy happens to enter, it will let you off. Well, let's loot everyone around the area. I'm not going to advance too far because I want to call it a part here. So I'm going to loot the general area. See where stuff is and see what people are up to. And then I'll be going back to that campsite to wrap it up. And there's 2 tombs in this shanty town, but I never remember where one of them is. So we'll probably we might have to come back if I decide to do a wrap up part before we finish the game. Because I'm pretty undecided right now. To be honest, it entirely depends on my mood when we get there. Because I enjoy this game, but I don't know if I enjoy it enough to try and 100% it. Like, I wanted to at least do the tombs, because some of the tombs I've never really done before. Because I just haven't cared enough. Whilst Rise and Shadow, I have done all their tombs in those games, because they're just more fun and more varied, and more of, you know, actual tombs. Oh, well, you won't be able to see that, but I just got a trophy for that. I'll have to check what that is later. You might be for killing enough big animals. And there's our 3rd rifle part. We got all 3 of them in one part. Well, when we return to camp, it means our weapon's going to get upgraded from the World War II gun to the AK. Well, at least it looks like an AK-47. I don't know if they actually call it that, but it absolutely looks like an AK-47. That's advancing, so we don't want to go there. I think that's pretty much everything that I want to loot, so let's head back, upgrade our gun, and call it a part. And it's easy enough to get back up here, so it's not the end of the world. There we are. Assault rifle. Oh, so they don't call it an AK, they just call it assault rifle. But it is, like, straight up, look at it, it's an AK. Like, don't tell me it's anything else, it is just an AK. But either way, next time on Tomb Raider 2013, we're going to work our way up towards that shrine to try and find Sam and the others. But until then, you guys take care now.